Rasan came here. I don't know if y'all remember that testimony video when he came here, when Brother Rasan was sick, but he came here, man. You know, one of the mornings I came back in, I was praying, man, and I got in a deep, just praying about things, just things in the ministry. And when I got back in, as soon as I walked in the door, Brother Rasan looked at me, man, and was in tears. And he said what I had just got done praying about. Man, we was in here rejoicing. We was just in here crying. This is early in the morning. Yeah. And I'm like, Father, so I know you moving. Because without me having to raise a hand, without me having to raise a ruckus, just seeking y'all. Man, I'm watching what he's doing. And so that led to, you know, I called Pastor Dowell and I told him I wanted to talk to him about Straightway, Missouri, and just, you know, a variety of things to just continue to press on. Because even one of the things that was in my spirit was I was going to ask him about morning prayer, you know.
One thing that I can say is that it's looking at the interactions between Pastor Corey and Dowell, I don't see them having the interactions that they should, right? As far as it looking like unity, as far as it looking like something as to where he's genuinely happy with this man has been serving with him and he has ordained him to be a pastor. Okay. I've even watched some of these hold your ass Wednesdays, okay, in which Pastor Corey will be going in on a certain topic and Dowell would cut him off or try to make his opinion make it seem like it wasn't valid or wasn't worth hearing. You understand what I'm saying? I've seen that undermining. You understand what I'm saying? But also there's a multitude of saints that gravitate toward Pastor Corey on the land. You understand what I mean? And that right there does piss Dowell off. I can definitely tell it. I feel the aura of it, the spirit of it. Okay. And I'm just going to say it because listen, discernment is everything. That does make him upset, you know, to a point to where this man here would have to hold back his gifts of being able to be like a Pastor Rufus, right? Which, you know, honestly, Pastor Rufus. My thing is this, right? Pastor Rufus filled a void for all saints to be able to have that level of being able to have counsel, the safety and multitude of counselors, right? But he can't step up to that, right? Because what? He's outshining who? The person who claims to be a master. You understand what I'm saying? So when you suppress somebody's talents and somebody's gifts and you make them operate in wickedness, this is what you get. You get unrighteousness. You see it right here in this video. You see it how it's being picked apart, broken down, and how Dowell did not come out of this thing in good standing. Like this, right? It does not end well for Dowell. You got anything you need to add on to that, Pastor?
No, you're doing good. Let's roll.
Hallelujah.
Because I'm like, what I started seeing in the spirit realm that something was against morning prayer. It's when I know we serve God. I didn't know what, but I said, I'm thinking I'm not gonna do morning prayer no more, and just want to, whatever y'all want me to do. I don't have to preach, Pastor. I have to say nothing. I don't got to do nothing in this ministry except when I'm called on. Because that ain't gonna what I go to y'all every day. I spend time with y'all. Y'all hear? And so. But I was praying. I went in one time. I'm praying, man, and I was in that camp.
If you educate a girl child, you educate the whole nation. Sure. Education has helped me to even.
He don't sound too sure of himself in his ministry. I can say that. I can say that much right now. He doesn't sound too sure of himself in his ministry as far as what he's
the one is on that end of the land down there. And I'm just in there by myself.
Pastor just said. Pastor Rufus just said the same thing. He didn't. It sounds like you're not very sure of yourself if you got to ask, what am I supposed to be doing? You're not very sure of yourself in this ministry. It's like you don't belong. Just like Pastor Rufus just got done saying. It's crazy.
My knees praying, and then all of a sudden, it's just like in my
crazy.
spirit while I was praying, pray that whatever wickedness is being done be brought out so that my people know what righteousness is. And I paused. I'm like, is this like, wait a minute, there's got to be something wicked in my spirit. I mean, it's like unctioning me to pray against Pastor Dowell or no, I'm not about to pray against nobody. So I was going to go back.
Is it unctioning me to pray against Pastor Dowell? So this spirit is getting him to pray against Pastor Dowell, unctioning him to pray against somebody who he's in full support, supposedly supposed to be full support of. What type of this is true righteousness trying to get him to do something righteous for once, right? Rather than turning his head, he gonna talk about it here in a minute. You gonna turn your head from this? Listen to what he's saying. Listen to what he's saying. Is he listening to what he's saying on himself? Is he receiving it himself? Is he receiving the vision, right? The dream? and being able to make those parallels as to what's truly happening, what's truly going on. Pastor Rufus continuing telling you about what this man is talking shit about you behind closed doors, not bringing it to your face like he tells everybody else to do, right? But he's saying it to Pastor Rufus behind closed doors, in which, as a true brother would do, come and tell you, hey, man, this is what they doing. They coming to do something about it. Not just let you just sit there and wallow in your own pity and all whatever else you got going on. He coming to do something about it. Not talk about you behind your back like you ain't shit, but look what you doing to him. Look how you addressing the brother who stood in your corner to get you a vehicle to transport your family in, right? The one who came to you and kept it real with you, told you what this man was saying behind your back, right? Because only the real one's going to do something like that. But look what you're doing right now. No support, not standing in no gap for somebody who had your back. And that's...
I've been using this on makeup days, no makeup days, gym days, every day. It's
facts, right? You know what I'm saying? But PD, but Dowell is what? Behind your back, being a slithering snake, right? Undermining you, treating you like you ain't worthy enough to be in a part of the ministry, right? He don't want you getting better or greater than him, so he gonna constantly try to berate you and put you down, belittle you. Anything you need to add on to that, Pastor?
Oh yeah, he definitely gonna go in and tell y'all if y'all listening real close.
Mm-hmm.
And he's saying that he felt in his spirit to call out about all these things that could be wicked. You said what?
I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick, Shepherd.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's good. I hold it down. Yeah. So
yes,
he's
sir,
talking about all these things that well, y'all heard what he just said. He's gonna pray against anything that could be wicked in this ministry, right? Well, the things that could be wicked in this ministry, he assumed and took that as, wow, this is trying to get me to pray against Pastor Dowell. Why would he say that? Because if you're going to come against things in the ministry, it's not y'all going to judge the head of something first. Is he not going to judge the head of something first? So he's knowing that this spirit is telling him to pray that anything in this ministry that's going to be wicked, that reveal it. So then he starts to question and say, man, I'm not going to, I want to pray against Pastor Dowell. And then that's what Brother Ryan was telling y'all. He going to mess around and come right back and say, you going to ignore this? Literally like the Father said, you're going to ignore this. And y'all are going to see. Now, he brought up something here real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and touch it now because I think he's going to bring it up a little bit later. He talked about, I'm not going to do morning prayer. Those of y'all that was fellowshipping, coming to the feast, y'all know Pastor Corey started this thing called morning prayer. They would get there at 6 o'clock in the morning, pray. That's the same place that Ryan was at, morning prayer, when they tried to mock him. Now, mind you, this man right there was one of them that didn't have a problem with them mocking Ryan during morning prayer when he was praying to his daddy, who is Yahshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ, Yahweh himself. Hallelujah. So he has a grudge against me because he says that I have stopped saints from coming to morning prayer. Let me give y'all a quick story about morning prayer. When Pastor Corey started doing morning prayer, he didn't ask Pastor Dowell, could he do it? We have an itinerary that we follow for the feast. Pastor Corey took it upon himself to say, hey, I want saints to come together and pray in the morning. Now, honestly, I have no issue with that. But you are in another man's home. So if that's something that you want to do, it's just respect to say, hey, look, Pastor Dowell, I got this thought of doing some morning prayer with the saints. You good with that? He never did that. So guess who came to me complaining about him? Pastor Dowell. I mean, live it, y'all. Live it. I can't believe this nigga. Who you think he is? Gonna come in here, blah, blah, blah. That ain't, this ain't this, and this ain't that. He was going off, y'all. Going off. And I said, no, he didn't talk to me because, Pastor, did he say something to you? I said, he didn't say a word to me about it. And again, there's already conversations behind the scenes, but I tell it to Pastor Corey to his face that they are a religious group of saints. They're hood. They're constantly in issues and ghetto stuff, and they are very religious in nature. Not super spiritual people, very religious. You hear what I'm saying? So Dowell already has an issue with them. So here's another very religious act he felt like they're doing, and he didn't get permission to do. So I made the statement that morning prayer is not a straightway thing because straightway didn't put that on the itinerary for us to do. That's totally Pastor Corey. And that was facts. I told the people, this is not a straightway event. Why did I say that, y'all? Dowell told me to. Then I told the people, because they were asking, well, it's on our itinerary. Are we required to be there? No, you're not. You're not required to be there. No one can force and make you pray. I said, we have prayer before every service. Do we force you to come to that prayer? Or do you come on your own will? Some of y'all come an hour before and pray. Some of y'all show up 1 minute before service start, letting us know you got no interest in praying for the service. No one can force you to pray. It is not required. But I want you to know this is not something that's straightway sanctioned. This is something Pastor Corey is doing on his own. And I said that because that's what Pastor Dowell told me to say. My people from Georgia came to me and was like, Pastor, do you have a problem with us going? No. If you want to go, go ahead. I'm not going to participate in it, but you go ahead. I had many people in Georgia that still went and participated. Ryan used to go all the time. I guarantee he can tell you about many people from Georgia still showing up for that. So how am I hindering? Because he's going to accuse me of stopping people from coming. Never stopped anybody from going. I answered their questions and told them, yeah, all the time. I answered their questions and told them, you're not obligated to go. But he took that as me being jealous of him, stopping people from going to morning prayer. When Dowell was the number one person offended, he literally said to me, I'm offended that this man coming to my house and just try to do his own programs and ain't ran nothing by me. And I told Dowell, I said, man, calm down. Let's look at Pastor Corey's spirit. He ain't trying to be malicious, Pastor. Come on now. You know he's not trying to usurp your authority and all that. The man is just trying to pray. And I guess you're right, but he should come to me. And I said, I agree. He should have came because you do have an itinerary. It is the feast. He should have came. But it's prayer. That's why I said it's prayer. And he like, I just want the people to know that ain't done by straightway. You let the people know that ain't sanctioned by straightway. That's a Pastor Corey event. I said, I'll tell him. And that's what I did. But then that gets thrown on me like I'm jealous of him. And I went to him and told him that. He didn't believe it, obviously, though, because you see he's still talking and crying about it. Let's go.
I started praying. Then the Holy Spirit asked me again, are you afraid? As in, are you willing to turn a blind eye? So I got fearful, man. It's like just a chill came on me. So I'm like, heck no, I ain't, Father. If I'm doing something wicked, or Pastor Dowell, Pastor Muir, Pastor Rufus, anybody doing some wickedness, any of the elders, Father, you let it come forth so that Israel know what righteousness is, right? But I remember I sat up after I prayed. I said, Father, I don't know what that means, but now I'm going to be on guard.
Check this out. I need y'all to hear this slick, malicious wickedness. He just said, you already know where I'm going, all right. He just said, when that spirit that told him to pray against these levels of wickedness, the first thing he thought was, you got me praying against Pastor Dowell? The spirit responded by saying, are you afraid? Are you going to just ignore this? Then listen to his speech. He goes back to the spirit and say, hey, any wickedness, I don't care if it's me, Pastor Dowell, Pastor Rufus, Elder. He started naming all the leaders. Why did that come in? See, the leaders didn't come to your head when you initially got this in your spirit to pray. Yeah. You instantly said, I'm not going to pray against Pastor Dowell. He's the only person that came up in your mind. But now all of a sudden, so that this looks spiritual and that the people will believe your dumb tale, now you said any of the leaders, if they got wickedness, let it be known. Why do you think that spirit asked you? Because you said, I ain't going to pray against Pastor Dowell. And the response by this spirit was, are you afraid?
Afraid?
Are you going to ignore it? What would you be afraid of? What would you be afraid of me? Why would you be afraid of me? Why would you be afraid of Elder McGill? Why would you be afraid of anybody besides Pastor Dowell? Y'all got to listen with spiritual ears, man. These people will tell on their speech gives them away. Let's go.
Hey, listen, this is all I want to add to this. Corey, don't you know no good, man? Don't you know no good?
One, two, three. Don't you know no good? Don't you know no good? Don't you know no good?
The drones are grabbing all of our attention on the news, but they aren't telling us about the $5,800 spend.
No good. Come on now. Don't you know no good, man? You can't tell the difference between right and wrong, Corey. Come on. You can't discern the Holy Spirit when it's telling you to do something righteous and praying against Pastor Dowell. Ask you if you was scared. You don't know no good, huh? You don't know no good because you did the total opposite, man. Come on, let's get it.
Watching in the spirit, because I know if you unction me to pray, something is getting ready to come forward. At that time, I did not know nothing was going on with Pastor Dowell and Pastor Rufus. I didn't know that I had no expectation about nothing except watching the spirit. Now, at the same time, the Most High started me reading Ezekiel chapter 8 through chapter 11. And one of the things that stood out to me long before this happened, like he took Ezekiel and he took him to the gate of Israel, and at the gate of Israel sat the spirit of jealousy. And also that he showed him what was behind the wall. And I'm thinking, I'm like, wow, it's kind of wow. I'm reading this, and I just got unction about this thing in prayer. So I didn't know. So I go to the leadership meeting. Well, before I go to the leadership meeting, this is about 2 weeks now before the leadership meeting. I called Pastor Dowell and tell him I want to talk to him, and I just want to, get with him about, I just want to make sure I crush and don't have nothing that is left to imagination. What do we on land? Here's where I ask Elder Miguel. We got stuff wrote down as to what we see as a vision for Straightway Missouri, because we've been at this and we've been through a lot of trials. And I don't know what people thought or think or were saying about what we were doing, but all I know, I set my heart to follow this vision that I saw Pastor Charles Dowell do. But in the process, y'all was leading. And so I called Pastor Dowell to tell him I want to talk to him. We got the leadership meeting. That's what I was expecting. But right before I had this vision, then I see Pastor Rufus walking towards me. He just walking towards me. And the wild thing was, if you go back to that, when the leaders was at Praise Land for that leadership meeting, him and Pastor Dowell was singing "Make Me Whole." He had these jogging pants on with a stripe going down the middle. And I can't remember the color of the shirt, but that's the kind of outfit he had on when I saw him walking towards me.
Okay. Sick of these
perfect time for a darn commercial. The line ass food,
and when I saw him looking.
Yeah, yes, sir.
And as he walked towards me, I heard there would be no more secrets. There would be no more secrets. Now, mind you, Pastor Corey, a lot of
there will be no more secrets. There will be no more secrets, Dowell. Right? There'll be no more secrets. You understand? This is a message to you. This ain't for Pastor Rufus, even though his vanity and his flesh wants to make it for him. He wants that criteria to fit Pastor Rufus so bad that he's willing to force it, right? He's willing to force a square into a circle. You the circle, Dowell. You the circle. You understand what I'm saying? Everything he just described leads directly. All roads lead directly to you, Dowell. All roads lead directly to you. While you're sitting there in mockery of Yah, not even wanting to repent. You understand what I'm saying? Doing all of these things, man. Forcing people to comply. You better listen, we own you. You understand what I'm saying? It's just that simple, because we ain't got time to sit here and lie to you.
I'm not lying to you. I ain't got time to lie to you.
Ain't got time to lie to you. Anything you want to add on to that?
Sure.
Pastor?
I'm sure. He's sitting here saying all this, but what secrets did I have? What secrets have they exposed me for? Whose secrets are being? I just sit here and told y'all about Sirach chapter 1 verse. We're really at this point now, y'all, because again, remember what 29 said. It's dealing with the hypocrisy, and be careful of your speech. And if you don't, what is the Most High going to do? He about to reveal your secrets. And guess what? You finna fall in front of the entire congregation. So He would say he's already fallen in front of the entire congregation. Nah, whatever you call this a fall, bro, I need to fall daily then. Honestly, this is a great fall right here. This is a great fall. This is a fall. This is a great fall. And what secrets have been revealed? Pastor Corey, be specific. What secrets have been revealed? That I'm jealous of you? A man that's calling down 2 weeks before the thing, and you heard what he said. We got this vision for what we want to do here. You've been around since 2014, and you telling me you don't know what the vision of the ministry is? I ain't never had to call down and tell him, well, is this okay about this is it? Man, we know, we building. We buying as many lands as we can buy. We putting saints in these homes. That's what we doing. How is it that here it is 10 years later, you don't know what the hell going on? But now you want to flip this and act like this is at me. Why did y'all skip the head then? So you try, what you want to project is that for the whole time that I was here, that y'all missed it. Let me tell y'all what he's saying that for, y'all. If I was the individual that the whole entire time that I've been wicked and I got all these secrets and I've been evil and demonic and doing all this stuff behind the scenes, why would y'all say, you know what? It's not good enough for you just to be a brother. I need to put you as an elder. Hold on. It's not good enough for you to be an elder. I need to make you the chief elder. Hold on. I need to confirm it through the other chief elder and the head pastor that you are a shepherd. And guess what? Most of you here were at that ceremony, and y'all all came to me and said what? The number one thing the majority of y'all said to me was this, Pastor Rufus, bless you, congratulations, but you actually been in this role for a long time. This ain't gonna change much for you. You've been acting like a shepherd since we known you. I think if I had a nickel for every single time y'all said that to me, I probably would have 10 more properties right now.
Come on with the facts.
But you want to spin this and act like I'm the one being judged right now. My finances ain't been hit. You just saw the house we bought. That house is paid for cash. So how's my finances hit, sir? You don't see me out here begging anybody for money. I don't have no scrolling ticker saying sending my Cash App, PayPal, Zelle, Venmo, cryptocurrency. I'll take whatever you got. You don't see that. You don't see me telling you to send 30% in offerings to me either. Send me a widow tithe. Send me a this tithe. Send me a this tithe.
Send your orphans.
Send your offering. Who's obligated to me? Nobody. Because I'm a servant. They are my fellow brethren. All these dozens of families and dozens of people that have been helped by Elder Brent and myself and other saints that have sacrificed.
Hey, guys.
How we being cursed? We ain't on here crying. We not, you know what? Hold on a second, bro, Ryan. I gotta do this. I'm on the camera. This Dowell. They say they got the shakes now, bro. Do I look like I got the shakes?
No.
Like rock steady. What are we talking about? No more secrets. And guess what? That was accurate. Because all this stuff that Dowell had been doing behind the scenes for 30 years, is it not all coming out now? If this was of Yah, what it was showing you was the man that was going to reveal it. The man that Yah had chose years ago by the words of this so-called prophet named Charles Woodrow Dowell. He told Mother Carol, Yah got greater work for this man to do. Well, I see what that greater work is. I see what it is. He knew that when Dowell's time was going to be up, it was going to have to be a real man to face Dowell. Not these wimps. Not these, what did Dowell call them? Sissies? Didn't he say sissies the other day? Not sissies. Yeah. Not chickens. Not somebody afraid. Not afraid physically and definitely not afraid spiritually. Someone that was going to stand with him. And every single false accusation he's put before me, he has zero proof of because they don't exist. And the saints are finally opening their eyes and seeing this man making up all this stuff. And because he got deceit in his heart, go back and read verse 30, y'all, of 1 Sirach chapter 1, verse 30, go back and read it. All this is because he got deceit in his heart. Now he's finna fall in front of the whole congregation and his secret's finna be exposed. Man, let's go.
Yeah. And it seemed like, he been doing, especially with all these, send your tithe and your offerings to me. Listen.
And I'm gonna tell you something. This pimping that I got in my blood, it came from a family tree. My granddaddy was a pimp. My great-great-great-granddaddy was a pimp. I'm talking about pimping, since pimping. It's in your blood.
It's in your blood, huh, Dow?
A cult leader, and his daddy, R.G. Stair, was a cult leader. And his daddy, Jim Jones, was a cult leader. And his daddy, William Branham, was a cult leader. But that stuff stops with Dow. I'm telling you that now. I'm tearing down in the name of Jesus. We tearing down that idol. We tearing down that altar and that grove that's been built in the name of a wicked man. Israel don't need a king because we have a king. His name is Jesus, Yeshua, for some of you. We already got a king. We don't need a king. And we got leadership. We just don't need our leaders to rule over the people. We don't need our leaders putting us in subjection to them so that they can make us slaves and bond servants again. Now, ain't the type of leaders we need. Man, these dudes, man, I told you, you keep looking at Pastor Rufus. You keep thinking you fighting me. You fighting Yah. You better listen to what Gamaliel is his name. You better listen to what that Pharisee told you. You're going to find yourself fighting a very Yah. And that's exactly what you're doing. And that's why your little wicked kingdom's crumbling. Brother, this man is so bold. He's out here telling the people they got to give more money, right? He's on his 5th vacation, y'all. He over in Puerto Rico right now. Been there 3 times this year. He on his 5th vacation, y'all. And guess what? I got to call. I ain't going to call this brother's name. I ain't going to call his name, but I was talking with a brother earlier today. And I asked him, I said, brother, this man is on his, you heard him begging everybody for money. He literally got on his last video and said that less than 50% of y'all are giving right now. That come to Straightway, the part of the ministry that are giving. So that lets you know the money really been hit. I think it's way less than that. Right? But he still went on a vacation. Number 5. And I said, you don't got no problem with that. And guess what he told me? Nope. The testimony they gave, he been faithful for 30 years. I said, so 30 years of service gets you 5 vacations? I said, why have you never heard of Elder Becker taking a vacation? Why have you never heard of Teacher Shane taking a vacation? And guess what he told me? I said, have you ever heard of anyone else on that land taking a vacation? He said, Brother Brett. And I said, you do know that's my son-in-law, right? He's married to my daughter. Yeah, I know that. I said, let me tell you what that was. Brett is a businessman, a very successful businessman. And he had business in Florida and turned it into a work vacation. Ain't the same as going and laying on some beach with your booty cheeks hanging out, got your women out here in 2-piece. Y'all straight heathens. You got your shirt off, and she got her 2-piece bikini on with the what do you call it, the thong on. Remember that video leaked out? Some of y'all remember on Marco Polo. That video actually leaked out of how down them look when they're on these vacations. I want to say it was summer. And they saw her like, whoa, what in the world? She got on a 2-piece with a thong.
Wow.
They tried to cover all that up. That got out because they were trying to do Marco Polo, and that thing got accidentally leaked.
Nah, Summer with the thong.
When you go, I can't confirm the thong. She definitely had a 2-piece on. Let's say that. She definitely had a 2-piece on. The same thing that Dowell condemned and sent to hell a brother named Philip and his wife named Yannick. Because she came and said, you got a problem with us wearing bathing suits? And he said, I do. Because you're showing too much. And she said, I don't see anything wrong with it. He said, okay, next time I come to your house, I want you to show up at the door in your panties and your bras. And she said, huh? He said, yeah. If you want to wear a 2-piece, an actual set of panties and an actual set of bra has more coverage than a 2-piece bikini does. So since you cool being out in the public with the heathens with a 2-piece on, next time I come, show up with your bra and your panties on. And that's what got them to leave Straightway. They're the people that gave Straightway that deuce and a quarter truck. They're the people that gave Straightway that 50 cal. Now they say Straightway stole it from them, but that's that same group. It was all over a two-piece. Now it's okay for you to literally buy your wives $300-400 swimsuits.
Wow.
$500 shades. You know how I know this, y'all? You know how I know it? My wife, Mother Jennifer, did the majority of the ordering for the stuff that Selena got when she married Pastor Dowell. She had Pastor Dowell's American Express card. She did the ordering. They ran up about $10,000 worth of things that Dowell, clothes, gifts, jewelry, not jewelry, shades, and just all high dollar stuff, y'all. New luggage, new everything. He spent like 10 grand. Then he told Mother Jennifer, tell Selena this ain't that, this is just what I do for all my wives. It's not like I'm going all crazy. I do this for all of them because he has a certain standard he wants them to look when they go out. So you think they're looking at him because he looks anointed and he just, no. You look like a heathen with a bunch of money is what you look like when you go to these places. And I'm just, get up here and tell me I'm lying, Woodrow. Get up here and tell me I'm lying. And see, I ain't saying nothing new. This has all been out there. But guess what? Just like that brother told me today. Well, shoot, the testimony of the people, he deserved it. I said 5 vacations, bro. 5? He deserves 5? Not 1, not 2. He deserves 5 vacations, bro. And you got Sister Vicky that don't have no running water. You got Teacher Shane and his new wife don't have running water in their place. You got sisters like the one from California. She ain't got no running water. You got the brothers that's living in Teacher Shane's old house. They ain't got no running water. But you can build a 13,000 square foot mansion. Guess what? I asked that same brother today. Have you ever been in that place? He said, yeah, we were up there working. I've been in there. I said, it's big, huh? Yeah. I said, Pastor Dowell got 7 people in his family. He said, does? I said, him, 4 wives and 2 children. He said, okay, yeah, that's 7. I said, do you think that place is big enough for Pastor Dowell? He said, yeah, of course. I said, do you know Pastor Dowell and clown ass Michael Israel and people like Bud are going around telling the people that house is already too small for Dowell and they need to figure out a way to add more square footage to it? Hey, hold on real quick, and I'm going to get back to it. This is where the ego come in, y'all. This is where the vanity comes in and the competition spirit I done told you about comes in. Some of you have heard this. I'll say it real quick. People will say, hold on, Pastor. Pastor, you got to be lying. No, I'm not. I got video proof of Michael Israel getting on here, and Dowell made him say it. Michael Israel, what you think about that house? Is it big enough for me and my family, or is it too small already? And Michael Israel got on there his dumb tail and said that house at 13,000 square feet was too small for Dowell's family. Bud said it publicly that it was too small. Guess why Dowell wants the house bigger, y'all? Dowell was out there doing work. He wasn't working. I'm sorry. He was standing there while the brothers was working, and the inspector was there. And Dowell goes over to the inspector. Now, I may get the conversation between him and the inspector. It ain't 100%, so don't quote me on it, okay? But essentially what was said, Dowell hinted at the inspector that he had the largest house in Macon County. And the inspector corrected him and said, no, sir. No, sir. You don't. He said, there's a guy that invented something. He invented whatever. He lives here. He's got several thousand more square feet than you. Multiple witnesses that was on the work site that day told me Dowell was livid. He couldn't control it. The look in his face, he was trying to. So the brothers started teasing him about it. And by the time they got done with that, he had Bud. He literally told Bud, we need to figure out how to add more square footage to this. Next thing you know, in the casual conversation, the bewitchment that goes on, now he's got brothers publicly saying this house needs to be bigger and ain't big enough for a family of 7. Now, let me ask you this. If 13,200 square feet ain't big enough for Dowell's 7 people family, what about the Bales? They got 7 people. They don't even got 2,000 square feet. What about Brother Scott? His family's that big. He living in a house with 1,000 square feet, y'all. I know because I helped Elder Becker put the add-on on. I helped him framed up everything, closets, all that stuff. I helped him in that add-on to the old school building. It's barely 1,000. It's 1,000 square feet, maybe 1,200 square feet. Same size families as Dowell's, but this building already is too small for Dowell's family. And he got numb nuts out here publicly on YouTube saying it to the world that this man needs a bigger house than what he's already getting and ain't moved into. Man, I done already told you, I'll be extremely surprised if this man spends one night in that house, y'all. It would be a mockery. It would be a mockery to bamboozle and steal from these saints for 30 years. And now get to a point where you got everybody bewitched believing you deserve this because you've worked 30 years. What does Elder Becker deserve? Teacher Shane was there with you from day one. What does he deserve? He
working
teaches.
His ass off.
He working his tail off, working at Walmart and becoming the head. What does he do? What's it called, y'all? I'm sorry, my bad. With the fire and stuff, he put the iron. What's that called? Welder. Yeah, I don't know what the world wrong with me. Yeah, he's the welder on the thing. So anything need to be welded, Teacher Shane is doing it. Got all kind of other talents too, just like Dowell. Why does he not deserve that? Teacher Shane couldn't even take his wife on a weekend getaway. But you going on 5 vacations? Teacher Shane, okay, Brother Ryan, you've been married before, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. This is the PG-13 part, y'all. This is PG. We ain't gonna go X-rated, but this PG-13 for y'all. When a couple gets married, what is the number one activity they do? Probably for at least the first 6 months, maybe even the first year. What's the number one activity they do together?
Consummate.
Have sex.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine what Teacher Shane going through now? He got that pretty sister down there, bless her heart, because she's a sweet sister. I love that sister. She's a sweet sister. And he ain't even got no running water in his house, y'all.
That's wild.
It make it a little harder to go. Hey, make it a little harder to go from round 2, 3, and 4, don't it?
Yeah, you gotta walk all the way across the yard to take a little shower.
Yeah, Granny Barb, she didn't have it for a long time. You're right. She got it now because they moved her up the hill to Ashley and them, Deacon Bell's old house. But Sister Vicky ain't got running water. That's another older saint. Don't have it. Sister Vicky don't have running water. There's like 4 locations there that people are living in, y'all, that don't have running water. But this man can justify riding around on $35,000 Polaris just to go up and down the hill, and a 13,200 square foot home sitting on the hill overlooking the pond with the Polaris out front. He can do that. And everybody says, yep, he deserves it. Y'all are bewitched. Y'all are bewitched. And guess what the people say, though? Why the people ain't complaining? You go live under Dowell and see why you wouldn't complain. You go see this is why I made the video I made. It's some serious bewitchment, some serious witchcraft, some serious curses and spells going on the men of Straightway. Let's go.
Now you do know that big boy, the fat bastard, Fat Boy Ellis, he put out the Hungry Hippo. Hold on, let me give him a proper intro. Hold on.
All right, zip it.
You can't even
zip it. Zip.
Look,
ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Exhibit A.
Number 2, would you please back me up?
Look, I'm Zippy Longstockings.
Hey, if your partner is being secretive with their phone, you need to do this now. Most people are unaware this simple, yet powerful website exists. If you feel suspicious about a person in your life...
Oh, well, that ain't it. Hold up. So that's the wrong one. I was trying to give him the proper intro. What the hell is it? Anyways, he recently put out a video, right? Talking trash about, you when you were saying something about the house and how big it was and how you wish it would be 3 times its size. And you can see he was laughing on the sideline, right? Talking about this whole thing.
Did he play the whole clip?
Well, he didn't play the whole clip. It was just a portion of it. He put it together in like
at a certain point. You know why though? Because everybody, I think, have seen that. Because Dowell put that out and it made them look stupid. Because they thought that talk was going to be me praising Dowell, but I was telling people to praise the Most High and vote with their feet no matter what. be on the side of righteousness. It doesn't matter. So they got just lambasted. But when I said that house could be 3 times bigger, first off, it wasn't 13,000 square feet. It was more like a 6,600 square feet, y'all, because it didn't have a full upstairs.
Oh boy.
So he added 2. Secondly, Dowell, when he presented the blueprints to me, he told me about all these different things that the saints were going to be able to come to that house and use every single day. And I'm like, oh, now this makes even more sense. So, of course, I'm excited for the saints. And if you're going to have this thing for the saints, why not make it 3 times bigger? So that's the whole context of what I said there. He ain't going to do that. This dude is so sad. He literally lied on Brother Jermaine. He literally lied and said at the leadership meeting.
Fat Boy Ellis?
Yeah, he lied on Jermaine and said this man was bashing Pastor Dowell at the leadership meeting. Pastor Dowell called Brother Juan, right, up in Michigan, because he was a witness. He was sitting there. He said, Juan, what did you see? He said, Pastor, I don't know where Ellis got that from. This is what the man Jermaine said. He did not bash your family, Pastor. He was complimenting you on the things that you've done and be able to get the things that you have. He was not bashing you. I don't know where Ellis is getting that from. Dowell told him, I already got the video made, so we'll see. And he said he got off the phone, and an hour later, Dowell still posted the video bashing Jermaine. He went off of what one man said. I thought you got to have 2 or more witnesses, Dowell. He went off of Ellis, the fat man. Now he can be called. Sure.
May I present to you my spy in the Ministry of Defense? Fat bastard.
That booger look like that dude. That's sad. That's sad. Or I call him Hungry Hippo. Now I know I ain't the skinniest brother in the world, but brother, you ain't got you shouldn't be talking about nothing. You shouldn't be talking about nothing. But again, it's the spin that they put on it and thinking that people ain't gonna defend themselves. Well, you got the wrong brothers. We're gonna defend it and tell the truth. Then let y'all shake it all out at the end of the day. Let's go, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 12-foot high walls.
A lot of leadership meetings, that was maybe Pastor Dowell, Elder Mitchell, Pastor Rufus that was handling. I wasn't a part of some of the meetings. It's a lot of things that my mind, and I just didn't know anybody to tell you. So I get this vision, and I hear that, so I'm like, wow, that's wow. So we get to the leadership meeting. We all hanging out.
Welcome in, Brother Mike. Welcome in, everybody else who have not gotten to. Hey, y'all, please hit the like button and share this video. We need maximum effort from y'all, man, to get this truth out.
Maximum effort.
We need maximum effort from y'all to get this truth out. Like this video and share it, please.
Maximum effort.
Give it maximum effort. Let's continue.